shit about like China and Chinese manufacturing because it's pretty.
That's impressive, yeah. Literally, they dominated the world. I mean, the way they did it is kind of, but they got it done. Yeah, they dominate manufacturing. Yeah, who denies that?
Well, yeah, this fucking conservatives think that like, oh, this is the best possible.
About that whole Chinese situation.
From the room.
I'm so confused as to what this nigga is fucking upset about. What's got this nigga's panties in a bunch? What are you so upset about?
You gotta start responding to these niggas, bro.
Mark, you hear how he talks to you, bro?
That was the point, to get you
I ain't careless. You said you got your panties. I ain't careless. Nobody cares about your hammer.
I have to actually turn my phone volume down so I escape the cringiness.
Oh, so you didn't hear me. You didn't
so
hear
I
me.
Just, put my head under a pillow and just wait for you to stop fucking talking so I don't die from secondhand embarrassment. That's how retarded.
Come on, man. You're exaggerating now.
Anyways.
Who died from hearing anything?
Bro, you said fuck yeah, I put my head
shit. Who died from hearing somebody?
Sounds funny. Sometimes the truth is funny. You're fucking a retard.
It's a bad incident.
Yo, you're a retard.
Yeah,
I think you are. So usually when I say that, it's tongue.
I'm sorry, you're hard for you, Mark.
Louis, don't
He's gonna just let it happen, and we'll
by your
watch out for the ops, Mark.
If I were to post something, let's say 2 years ago on my Instagram or Facebook or social media, right, and I said let's take the whole somebody messing with my kid playground thing or whatever. If anybody ever did this is what I would do, right? And then 2 years later, I'm at the playground and a similar scenario happens, and I happen to body somebody for messing with my kid. Would that be by your metrics that you stated, right? Would that be premeditated? Or
no, that would still be crime of passion because you didn't plan out to kill that specific person. You did not cross state lines to kill that person.
Right.
Under those
real quick. I'll throw myself to the gulag right now. I'll throw myself to the goo right now if one person could steal Mark's last submission.
No, one person can do it. Just go ahead and do it.
I already tried.
Go to the gulag. You don't need an advocate. Why are you positioning yourself?
He's saying
you. He does. No, I never asked anybody.
Look, you got 7
people.
I'll still man it. We got a custom fucking. I'll still man it. I want no way you know. I want Louis to do. I'll still man Mark.
I just want to say.
ChatGPT said,
He's not even
updated ChatGPT. What the fuck? What's his name? Mark? His name is Mark. His Mark.
His name is Yo.
Can you imagine if you put in a prompt? What the fuck?
Okay, so actually, I don't think that the
Her name is
matters.
Empress Queen of Chillism the second.
Who's the first?
You don't have to.
Empress.
You don't have to.
Okay.
I can.
No, I wanted to go back to actually. Fuck! You guys are fucking up my brain.
You have a bunch of men that succeed.
Are you gonna cry and leave for another 9 months or what?
Bro, now you want to
Mark, he's got his knee on your neck, bro. Don't let Louis talk to you.
I just wanted to say, like, trying to pass
Mark, to your advantage. Don't let him punk you.
I just wanted to say the crime of passion part has nothing to do with the state lines part. That's all I wanted to clarify. Let me go to my screen. Empress Nightmare, who lied and said that her name was Empress Queen of Chillis.
You caught me. You caught me.
Mother.
But that was part of the whole first degree murder thing. Was that's part of what makes it first degree murder is traveling to do it and not doing it in the moment.
What?
Yeah, but I'm saying anything could change.
Yeah, under the definition, if you type it into drama.
You don't know what actually made them go ahead and finish doing that shit. It could be something that triggered them to do it. It's a bunch of people that can go try to kill somebody and they don't. That's all I'm saying.
If he had been planning it for a while, it proves it by writing the names on the bullets, by the manifesto.
Yeah, so that's predetermined versus crime and passion, not the travel goes to why they
talking about like the cool.
not predetermined. See, you didn't yell. It's fucking me up. Okay, can I just say the thing? I didn't even mean predetermined. Okay, so not predetermined but premeditated, and they're saying that it couldn't have been premeditated because he had to travel, and all that time that he had to travel, he was thinking about probably ways to execute his murder. And I recall, do you remember the astronaut who put on a diaper and got in a car because her boyfriend was cheating? Yeah, that also travel was oh my god.
She passed the psychic exam by the NASA.
And that's what I was gonna say. Right.
Did Charlie finish his point without everybody jumping? Come on, let him finish her point. Good lord. What is it with y'all and women? Okay, so I was just doing, it was just to the point that travel isn't always necessary for something to be determined as premeditated. It's just the travel in these cases was used as evidence that this was not a crime that had happened like instantly as a reaction to something else. And I used the astronaut case from what, like a decade or two ago.
Y'all see this?
This is what happens. But check this. So she had an affair with one of the other astronauts, but then when she got home, you know, the story didn't turn out so well. Her boyfriend had cheated on her. The other
She
guy
has
was
to say
like,
premeditated.
you know, what happens
She's
in
a moron.
space kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? So, because the joke is, and you'll never hear this from any NASA people except two medical astronauts, but basically in space, it's easy to have like an infinite boner. Okay, so imagine what you do with your free time, right? So, in terms of what this woman went through, she put on a diaper and drove down to threaten the guy's wife. So the other male astronaut, before launch.
She had a boner.
No, because her and him had
Is that
something.
the one that wore diapers?
Yeah, exactly. That's the one.
I remember that,
She
yeah.
went to drive down to threaten the guy's wife before launch as if nothing happened. And she tricked all the NASA psychiatrists and all the interviews, like all the safety features that are there. These people are so high IQ. The psychiatrist said it's basically a game. They pretend to be sane. We pretend to sign them off.
Everybody.
And at the end of the day, they're just sitting on a bomb that may or may not go to space. So it takes a kind of insane person to begin with to be like, yo, strap me to that rocket, yo. You know rockets blow up, right? No, it's okay. I got this.
I wonder why less gravity gives you a boner.
Because the blood, your blood diffuses outwards more. You're more of a balloon. And your dick is just a balloon.
So is it an actual boner? Like some type of...
Yeah, it's an
Or is
erection.
it like... Is it synthetic? Like if I sprain my ankle, it's swollen.
Like it's swollen uncomfortably so. So you're like, hey, it's like if you've ever taken Viagra or anything like that, it's like a boner where you're not thinking about it, but your boner's thinking about it.
That's
And
a
you're like,
true
no.
boner because it's based off of like blood flow going to the area.
Yeah. And it's like a pure boner. Right?
No.
So symmetry equals infinite boner. So there you go. Now.
Okay, so I use that as an example to say, look, if she had found out
about the affair from the boyfriend while they were standing in the kitchenette of their hotel room, and grabbed a knife because she was so upset about it that she stabbed him in the chest. Then they wouldn't say that was premeditated. Then they might be more likely to say, so I don't know, whatever. It's late. I'm tired.
Shouldn't kill people.
We only need one. We don't
It's
need
not.
to.
Yeah, they would be less likely to call that premeditated because of there being only a matter of seconds between her receiving this devastating news and acting out in a violent way that caused a person to die. But because she found out the way she did and drove across country, they're saying the time between from the moment you decided to kill to when the murder actually happened is too great of a distance, and it must have been premeditated. So travel is involved, but it's not. Travel doesn't mean premeditated.
Yeah. So we're on dice for you avoid all this.
Yeah, it's weird. So, Kelly, in looking at the case between Andrew Cunanan and, the assassination of Lee Miglin and, Versace, do you not see kind of bring this into an equal comparison?
Who are those other people?
Okay, I'm not familiar with the Versace case. You'd have to lay out some details.
Right. So you guys don't understand the timeline behind Versace getting shot.
No.
I was actually in Miami when that happened. It's crazy. It's kind of one of those things where it's people should do their research.
I just don't think many people care that much about fashion designers.
I don't. Doesn't he sound like our CEO right now?
They care even less about healthcare CEOs. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Doesn't take away from the crime, bro. It don't matter who it is. It don't matter who it's Beyonce.
It's not supposed to, but it doesn't. It doesn't
Maka,
give us mind.
Have you ever?
It doesn't my mind. If I'm a potential juror, it does have an effect.
Have you ever seen the assassination of Gianni Versace?
Yeah, who watching this Canelo fight? Nah, but
Got
I
it.
saw my Nuggets game early.
You're gonna get beat the fuck up for that. You're gonna get punched in the fucking face at least once. What was even wilder is that Don admitted to actually having a gun on him when it happened.
You must have a witness or something aside from the victim, because what if I tell you that all these
Where are
girls
the
are
parents?
anti-Semites? All these girls are anti-Semites, and he was doing good things for them and educating them and whatnot. And this is how because he cares about the youth, and they saw that they can take more advantage of him if they unite and call him pedophile.
I mean, when a billionaire gets divorced, we all can agree that, maybe she manipulated him or doesn't deserve. But why is it so difficult to think that a woman would try to do that or could be coerced into doing that in order to get blackmail, not even know that they're being used?
Can we all agree that Epstein cared about the youth?
He invested more in philanthropy and other academic studies that would, directly impacted.
Right. So, exactly. He was very much investing in citizens. Okay. So what if he actually cares about the youth, which is why he was helping these young girls?
And unfortunately, we have a problem in our country that we hate rich people, but even worse, we hate Jews. And anti-Semitism, although I think should be allowed, I wish people would be more upfront about it.
Yeah, I agree.
About the hating criminals, right? Or the hating Jews?
Yeah, just say, I hate this guy because he's a Jew. You don't have to destroy his reputation and I hate him because he's a Jew.
I just checked the screen and the guy ran away. Because I come to the good people who support.
I mean, I hate him because he looks like a demon and he's a thief.
I mean, if he actually believes that we believe what we're saying, then I don't like it. Well, I mean, we're selling it pretty good. But literally nobody defends Epstein. Like, even the Jews don't defend Epstein.
You should say that to the Jews and see how they react, because they actually believe that everything and all things are anti-Semitic and everyone. So it would be so funny to see how Jews would react to that.
Did you guys kick him?
What?
Did you guys kick that guy?
No, I didn't.
It was taking me all the self-control in the world not to kick him when he was complaining that he got kicked earlier. That would have been very funny.
Yeah, I didn't. I come across him a few times. I never really got the impression that he was like that.
Maybe he just got busy.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody wants to listen to this engaging conversation all night. It's, so intelligent, speculative,
John,
of
how do
course.
you feel about
We're literally up here.
No, you're stupid.
Yeah.
That's the issue, stupid.
It doesn't matter.
It does
We're
matter.
fighting against.
Because, by listening to a stupid person, it makes me stupid. That's how stupidity works, stupid.
But wouldn't you say that anti-Semites are stupid, and so the best way to communicate with them is to be at their level? Right? You think they're going to listen to an intelligent conversation about why they shouldn't be bigots?
You do know that the ADL literally was started to protect the Jewish pedophiles. But why can't we do that again?
Where's the proof?
John, do you feel your life as a Jew? Do you think you're in more danger now than ever before?
I'm not Jewish, stupid. My mother's not Jewish. She's Christian.
Could have fooled me.
There's something there. You're obviously.
Well, that's because you think everything is Jewish at the end of every tunnel, you stupid fuck. That's why you're stupid.
You have troglodyte genetics.
That's not true. We blame the blacks for a lot of things. You don't have an issue with that. Look, it's either the
Listen,
Jews or the
stupid,
blacks.
just go ask ChatGPT, because that's all you ever think about too, stupid. You're all stupid.
John, you act like a tunnel dweller.
No, you do know that his dad was Jewish, right?
My mother's not Jewish. She's gorgeous, and you're all stupid, deranged losers wasting a Saturday night because you're bored. You got no love affairs going on, you fucking faggot.
I'm more concerned with the Jews' reputation than we are with the Jews.
You're so stupid you think there's something called Jewish or Jew, you stupid fuck. It's called human beings, and they have a communication. It's a word, and you're stupid.
Why do you waste so much time on us? We are retarded.
Because you're the source of stupidity, and I have a show called Super Stupid People Who Waste All Their Time Talking About Nothing. You're the subject of my experiment and investigation. You stupid people.
So your show only exists because of us. Why do you
Correct.
have to hate with us?
I don't. I'm just trying to accurately describe you as being stupid.
But you're suggesting that we change our ways and we stop doing what literally is the content for your show.
Exactly. You're doing nothing. You're stupid. You're talking about nothing. You're wasting your time on a Saturday night. You literally are the definition of total stupidity.
No, if we called this a show, and we thought it was actually anything more than wasting time. But we're still stupid, but I don't think we're the definition of stupid.
You're pretty fucking
you're
close.
No, you're the stupid motherfucker.
No, you're the stupid motherfucker. Simon is super stupid. Let's be honest. That kid is super fucking stupid.
No,
you're pretty stupid too.
You're the biggest waste of potential, motherfucker. You're like highly intelligent. I don't know why you waste so much time.
Yeah, you got Jewish genetics, but you deny them.
Oh, here we go again about the superior intelligent Jewish genetics, you dumb fucking loser.
I don't think Simon is stupid. I just think it's programmed.
Look, we shouldn't judge people based on their religions. So, respectfully, Simon has his views, and he worships a woman, and gets knowledge from a woman, and we should accept that.
No,
Yeah,
that
but his program. It's the thought about him having his own religion. Okay, he can have his own religion, but it's the very program, the rash, it's like.
But who's forcing you to engage with that program? Nobody. So either accept it.
That's correct. But what I'm saying is, like, he is like a computer that is programmed. Like, he cannot comprehend.
Look, I can admire consistency. Maybe you're the one that has an issue with opposing views, but I can admire consistency. He's consistently retarded.
That's my issue with him, that he is not consistent.
You're projecting your own consistent stupidity, stupid. Don't you know that all communication is projection, you stupid fucking idiots?
Two Johns at odds with each other cannot coexist.
Who's the main John?
A house divided is a
He
house.
says it's not.
A house divided against itself cannot stand, because that is the definition of stupidity.
Yeah, so you have a Christian side and you have a Jewish side, right?
Maybe I'm the Mashiach. I don't know. Rabbeinu Shalom.
You see which one he embodies.
Prove to me that he's not. Prove to me that he's not.
You prove to me that I'm not Mashiach. Prove it.
Yeah. We know God based on what he's not. So prove to me that he's not the Mashiach.
Prove to me that 36 million years of evolution didn't result in this conversation right now. Oh.
Look, I don't think it should be that difficult to prove that he's not the Mashiach. And if it is, how would you know when you are faced with the Mashiach? Because if you don't believe him,
He can't be the Mashiach because he denies himself. If he was. And, I mean, Jesus was pretty clear. He's like, I'm God. You know, he didn't have like, hey, all words are hypnosis and listen to this thing from the Zen books.
okay, so that's one theory, that God's incapable of choosing to do something. Because he needs to get clearance from us and say, is it okay if I try to manipulate you and show
He
you the
doesn't
way?
put Adrian Dittman before himself. You know what I mean?
The point is, I think you're all stupid. I don't think anybody here actually reads books. I read books for at least an hour a day. I've never heard any of you dumb fucks ever read a book ever. All you do is just talk and chat. You're like birds chirping in a tree, shitting on the fucking grass. You guys are the epitome of stupid people. Rabbi at least read a book today for a couple minutes, but since his attention deficit span disorder is so low, it was only for like 30 minutes. Lou, be honest. When was the last time you fucking opened a book? Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you opened a fucking book?
I read my Twitter timeline today.
There you go, stupid. It's called a book, meaning have you educated yourself with a fucking book? I know you didn't do an undergrad. You didn't do a graduate degree. You're a fucking moron. Let's be honest.
Don't patronize him. So knowledge can only be in the form of books.
Yes. According to that guy.
You know, the best reading. I'm going to be reading almost every day.
Of what?
It's a very nice book called The Orthodox Patristic Witness to Second Catholicism.
I practice my faith by viewing it as not faith, but as fact.
Yeah, I'm reading it on Duckhouse because I have to finish the whole thing, and it's like more than 1,000 pages. So it's gonna be a tough one, but we'll do it. We'll do it, nigga.
Rabbi, what do you think of the Kanye West song and the possibility of it being played in Madison Square?
What is the big? You realize if you strategically place like 20 guns in that building and you put a video of Trump saying nigger, that they'll kill each other.
So challenge accepted. To be for it's almost.
Is there anything you're preventing them from killing each other?
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that at a concert like that? like an AI video drops in. Like it just comes on randomly. Like dude. Oh my god. Dude, Rico, you know people are gonna be killed over deepfakes and shit coming soon. I'm sure. No, what I'm telling you, man. Well, we can just kill you and then show the video of you getting into a car accident.
Listen,
Pull out the car alive. I mean, dead.
I bought some yearbooks from the 1920s, 40s, and 60s. And do you know what I discovered in these yearbooks from Harvard, from Yale, from Princeton? What do you think I found out?
And you couldn't make the cut. But they were better than you.
No, what I discovered is life is an index, and technically you are an N-word, Lou, but you can't even get into a yearbook.
You can actually tell it's fake regardless of how realistic it is. No, that's for now.
Let me ask you a question. What are you all doing tonight? Because it's now 10:41 p.m. CST, and it's a Saturday night, and there's only one Saturday night a week. Can you maybe tell us more about the amazing advancements in AI, Dr. Lou?
I have 2 PhDs. I'm not a doctor. I just have 2 PhDs. And no, I'm not going to answer that. I refuse. I think you should ignore AI. It will have no impact on your life. And yeah.
Nobody's saying that.
No, look, make money off the board, not off AI. Let the corporation.
You're missing the whole point of AI. You're missing the whole point of why people. It's not about it not being useful. Simply, it is.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and that's like very. It's going to reduce.
You muted yourself.
It's going to reduce labor time, I think.
Yeah, sure, fine. I've been assuming that's what his name says. That's not necessarily going to happen, but let's assume that's what's going to happen. Because who says that? That's
I don't think the labor is much of a big
Bill Gates. That's what Bill Gates said. I'm not sure I'm on board with that.
It's like if you look, there's like this.
The cost of intelligence is going to become very, very low, almost zero.
That's not true.
There's a photo of like architects in the 1950s before CAD.
Dude, you keep muting up, man. You keep muting up because you're saying what I'm telling you is AI cannot access data behind the paywall.
Well, I mean, what is I don't understand what the relevance of a paywall and it accessing data. Like, what? I don't get it.
Because if you're saying Intel is data, AI can do nothing without that.
Okay, so are humans able to just miraculously access data behind a paywall, or do they pay for it?
Pay for it. So what I'm telling you is the AI can't help you with that. The AI can only help you with what's publicly available.
So why wouldn't you pay for the data and let's do this. So
AI really is like an advanced Google search.
Yeah, except there's no Google search that has published a paper that was peer-reviewed and approved without them knowing it. They're just assuming that there's no reason to think it might be an AI. The first paper, like 2 months ago, it was part of like an experiment. They had some sort of hint, the possibility that one paper could be done by an AI, but it's literally doing PhD research.
No, it's not doing peer. No, I think it can do peer reviews. I don't think it can do PhD research. It can do peer reviews.
Okay, if effectively our peer review department isn't able to distinguish whether or not it's an AI or a human that's produced their paper, one, I think it might be a sign that the peer review is kind of getting bullshit to begin with. But two, why is that really any different? If it's the same.
Peer review is getting bullshit in many ways. Like my thesis,
I agree.
This was based on a paper.
Hi, Dr. Jordan.
Where the paper was peer-reviewed, obviously, it's published. However, the author didn't do what he's claiming to do. I know because I reiterated his work. But those who peer-reviewed him didn't reiterate his work. They're supposed to, but ain't nobody got time for that. So then his paper got peer-reviewed and it passed. It shouldn't pass.
No.
It should not pass. The guy is not doing what he's planning to do. So he's pushing things under the rug, basically. And okay, so yeah, I think AI could be helpful in terms of doing the work that I don't want to do and actually like peer reviewing it and staying consistent with not, okay, yeah, it can do that. Having it try to do an entire study, it cannot do that. AI can help me do my study. It can help me whether it be with creativity or whatever. It can help me do what I want to do. It cannot do it.
Is the limitation, in your opinion, due to like it doesn't embody like the physical space, and so it won't be able to do things necessary, or?
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's simply it cannot do what I do. It can help me do what I do. That's what I'm telling you. You and I see AI differently. I use AI. I use it to help me do what I do. It does not do it for me. It cannot do it for me.
Well, yeah, but you don't use it in a manner like you use it as just a regular user. Like you're not applying it as if it's like literally part of a business or like anything serious. You just said
you can Google search. I know you use that with almost everything. Uses an AI chat, whatever, and it's not even that good. It's better than how it was, but it's not what I still prefer a human. Regardless, I use it for coding, which helps me code. It cannot code for me. I have to.
If you use it for coding and you're using the free version, motherfucker, like I don't know. Just spend $20 or fucking sign up for like Open Router or something. Just use Twitter and look at what people that also are like legit coders, how they're using it compared to how you're using it.
Yeah, but I code. Helps me code, but I know how to code. That's what I want to do, and it helps me do it if I don't know how to do it.
Right.
So instead of me going to Stack Overflow and having to find ways to accomplish something, I can just use ChatGPT and it helps me. It just makes it faster for me. Otherwise, I would have to go to Stack Overflow. Like
typical dumb American loser.
I'm going to have to read into how to get it done, and I'm going to get it done. Or I just let AI help me get that done. So it just boosted my efficiency. It did not change the game.
Luke, do you even work?
My efficiency.
I agree. But there are people that actually use it to where they're setting it up in a manner where it literally has the capability to do far beyond just you telling it exactly what to do.
Papi chulo!
It's not perfect, but you can literally say, okay, I want this sort of setup, I want this project, and it can go.
You don't rely. It seems impressive for you if you don't know what it's doing. It seems, for example, I told it, okay, my thesis was about reiterating a certain paper. And then adding to it, obviously, but you need to reiterate it first. And you remember how I told you the author didn't do what he was saying he's gonna do. Back then there was no AI, like there was no ChatGPT, there was none of that shit. So I had to do all these things on my own. And when ChatGPT came out, I told it to reiterate that paper that I reiterated in terms of code, and I was using Dynair on it's like an extension for MATLAB. So I want you to do the same thing. I told it to do it, and it did it. So, yes, it reiterated it. It would have saved me a lot of time. However, it made a shit ton of mistakes. Like, it still does mistakes. It does mistakes. It does not, because I am doing it, I know what I want to do. It does not know what I want to do or how. It doesn't even know the right way of getting things done. And it assumes things. But I want to do it in this way, for example, for that reason. Regardless.
Look, I'm just suggesting look at people that like code for a living. Just look for it. Find someone Clearly, it just makes it easier. Well, sure, it's more efficient, their outputs, but the way that they're using it, how they're building it, it makes ChatGPT look like a joke because
that's people. You're talking about developers. I mean, I code for a living. I just code in a different way. You're talking about developers, like program developers. I'm not a program developer.
Well, I'm talking about people that don't build AI, but they're literally integrating it and using it in a way that allows the AI to basically have access to any sort of information that it would need. And yeah, it's we've for like 2 years now, we've been at the level that the public to some extent is just now becoming aware of. It just wasn't cost effective. Like ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo, I was able to duplicate a system that literally could outperform 4.0 today. Just it was not cost effective, and it would take quite a while. It could get caught in loops. But the idea that like the model has to be some super intelligent, no, the agentic frameworks, they burn a lot of energy, although they become significantly more efficient. But you're not talking to an AI in the way that like you talk to ChatGPT. Like it's not the same at all. The ChatGPT is literally, dude, this is like for the fucking public to just be like, oh, look at this new thing. Like, why would
well, actually, now that I think about it, I wanted to do some program development a long time ago, based on certain like Excel sheets that I had. I started the project, and I didn't have enough time. I had to like work and do all of that, so I just dropped it. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. But that's again before ChatGPT and all these things. Now, I might be able to get back to it. See, again, it's a productivity boost. Now, it enables me to do things much more efficiently and much faster because I don't know how to do. I'm not a program developer, so now it helps me get on my feet with program development much faster.
I don't know how to code, bro. They're much more like this. They're much more like this is changing everything. The whole world's about to change. People don't. That's their take. Maybe
it's everything for them. Yeah, but just like everything for me. I mean, I'm able to do so much more now. Because it's much faster. I disagree. I don't think it's going to have the impact you think it's going to have. I do not believe 1 second that it's going to change the entire world and everything we know. And no.
You shouldn't even work. You literally spend all your time doing it.
Yeah, so, I mean, hopefully that's what it is. It certainly could be used that way. My thing is that
it could be much more. It could be much more than that.
Well, it depends. It depends on how it gets implemented, because effectively, yes. Look, if you could, I know you're going to fundamentally disagree with the premise in itself, but if you do have the top AI model in the world and it by far outperforms everything and anything, but you effectively have a monopoly. We're seeing it doesn't have to be abundantly clear that you have a monopoly. It's one of the things that with OpenAI that we're seeing. For example, OpenAI at the push of a button there's an argument that they have the right to do that. At the push of a button, can completely eliminate a whole sector of startups simply because a ton of startups implemented their products, built something on top of it. And OpenAI releases a new model that renders that startup useless. Now you just have to say, hey, do this.
This is what I call AI skip sometimes. Hey! AI.
Yeah, but dude, they fundamentally are doing that.
I don't believe that. I don't think I don't know why you would. If I don't use ChatGPT, I can go use Grok. It will help me code.
No. I'm talking about like companies that like startups that like a huge part of whatever they're trying to do, why they're able to make it work relies on their ability to do something that is very unique from their competitors and is completely beholden to the fact that there's no AI that can do that on its own, rendering them useless. Right? So just even if you don't agree that's the case, if you had an AI and a company is investing a ton of money, it's building on top of that AI, and that company knows, like, yeah, in about 6 weeks we're going to release a new model that's going to shock the world. It's like, well, okay, like it's a whole bunch of startup. This is why you're not seeing it being as widely adopted.
I don't believe that. And I told you before that the CEOs at AI companies and employees likewise have an incentive to make things seem much bigger than they are. Because I want
100%.
investment funds.
100%.
Yeah, I want your investment funds. I am telling you, I'm going to come to you with something that's going to change the entire world. Okay, give me your investment money. Because if this thing changes the entire world, you want to invest in it so that you have a stake in it, so that if it goes up, if it moves, changes the world, it's very profitable, then you're going to end up being one rich motherfucker. Okay, we understand how these games are played. We understand that totally. I'm not really, I am investing, but I'm not paying it that much attention. I mean, okay, look, there's Apple declared that they're going to enter the AI game. They entered a little bit late, but that's fine. Apple has so much funds that they can even pay off all the other AI projects. They're going to lose their employees because they're going to go to Apple. Apple will pay them more. In that declaration, I even invested more. Some people don't. Doesn't matter. Okay, I understand these things. Now, NVIDIA, like, you depend on their processors and whatnot. So definitely I have a shit ton of stocks in NVIDIA. Okay, I'm benefiting from that. Okay, again, like, we know how these things work.
I think they're playing the smart move, which is effectively we're on track to where models that cost $500 million to produce and train in 6 months, a year will cost